Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Barbara K, a certified financial education instructor. On this channel, we talk about everything personal growth, personal financial management, and life in general. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about what it means to begin with an end in mind. What does it mean to begin with an end in mind? And I'm shooting this video from Sarova Woodland Hotel in Nakuru. This place is amazing. It is really nice, great food, great environment, great customer care. So guys, please check out Sarova Woodlands if you're either in Nairobi, Mombasa, or Nakuru. Okay, please check out their branches. They're really amazing. Okay, so anyway, in today's video, like I said, we're going to be talking about what it means to begin with an end in mind. And as always, I like to engage you guys on some of the topics before I actually come here to discuss them with you. I engage you on my social media pages, and I asked, I think like 3 weeks ago, I asked on my Instagram and Facebook how you understood beginning with an end in mind, and if you understood it anyway at all. And if you did, how you interpreted it. Some of you were honest enough to tell me that you actually didn't understand that phrase, and those who said yes, you also gave your interpretation of how you understood it, and there was no wrong answer at all. Everything was correct, okay? And for those that said no, you didn't understand, don't worry, that's why I'm here. By the end of this video, hopefully you will have understood what it means to begin with an end in mind. But first and foremost, thank you to everyone that took their time to respond. Now, the truth is, I didn't even have this topic in mind. I didn't have it on my calendar to discuss it. Not for this year, not even for next year, okay? I didn't have it at all. But while I was reading a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, it was, I just could not resist sharing it with you guys. Like, it's something that was so mind-blowing for me. Now, here's the thing. We've all heard about having a purpose in life. We've been told, have clear goals, a picture of how you want your life to be, have, you know, a purpose, have a direction. How many times have you heard that phrase? Like a zillion billion times, right? But the way this guy, the way Stephen interprets it or talks about it or explains it in his book is so mind-blowing, to say the least. It was so profound, and that's why I said, you know what, I have to share this. Like he gave me a different perspective on what having goals means, on what having purpose in life means, on what it means to have a direction or know where you're headed. Okay, so this is how I'm going to explain it. Let's visualize. Let's do a visualization exercise. Just imagine this. Imagine you go to a funeral. Yes, a funeral. You go to a funeral, you reach there, and when you reach, you take a seat, and then you realize that actually that funeral is not for your friend or any person you know, but it's your funeral. You sit, and then time for speeches and then you see, time for speeches comes, and then you know that you're told you're going to have speeches from your relatives, close family members, your kids, your husband or wife, your parents, your siblings, and then you'll have another one from your workplace, you know, someone who you work, a colleague at work, to talk about you, from your church, your neighbor, your business, your partners, you know, and they're going to talk about you, you know, give speeches at your funeral. How would you want them to talk about you? What achievements, what character, contributions would you want to hear those people talk about you? And if, heavens forbid, if it happened and indeed you are actually at your funeral, would you be comfortable? Would you be proud of what they have to talk about you, with what you've done with your life so far? Would you be happy? Okay, I mean, so that is, in brief, that is what it means to begin with an end in mind. Once you know how you want your future 5 years down the road, how you want to be talked about, or how, even if you're not being talked about, by the way, imagine how you want your life to be. When you visualize 5 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, how you want your life to be? Is that where are you headed in the right direction to that destination? To begin with, an end in mind applies to everything in your life. Let it be health, finances, career, business, everything in your life. Okay, so let's take another example. Imagine you're setting off, to go on a journey. You always know where you're headed. You know the route you will use, right? You will know how long it will take you. You will have a plan to the dot of how that journey will be. Even if you don't know your destination, then you will have directions from a friend or a map that you're supposed to follow, okay, to that direction or to that destination. So what happens if you don't follow the map? What happens if you don't follow the directions? We all know what happens, right? You get lost. You will get lost, or you will take forever to reach your destination. And it applies to your life as well. If you don't know where you're headed, if you don't know what your destination is when it comes to your health, if you don't know 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road how you want your health to be, how your body to be, then definitely you will not know where you need to be right now, or you will not know what you need to be doing right now to reach your destination. If you don't know how you want your financial situation to be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, or even next month, if you don't know your financial situation, how you want it to be, then definitely you will not know what you need to do now. You will not know what you need to avoid now in order to reach your destination. Same for your career, same for your relationships. And when I say relationships, I'm not just talking about intimate relationships, even friendships. The friends you have now, are they friends that are going to build you in 5 years, 10 years down the road, that you will have relationships a friendship that you will be happy about? Or are they friends that are dragging you behind instead of taking you forwards? Okay, so if you don't having an end in mind in whatever you do, finances, health, helps you to know how you need to up your game, if I may say, or what you need to do in order to reach your destination, or what you need not to do in order to reach your destination. Okay, you will know. It sort of gives you that difference. You know where you are right now, where you're headed, and what you need to do to reach where you're going. The question I would like to pose to you right now is, do you know your life's destination? Do you know where you're headed, or where you want to be? Okay, if the answer is yes, are you on the right path, or have you wandered off? Okay, and the only way, and if you haven't, okay, the question I would like to pose to you right now is, do you know your life's destination? How is your journey like towards your destination? If the answer is yes, are you still on the right track, or are you wandering off the map? If the answer is no, and you actually don't know what your destination is, don't worry, it's never too late. You can start now. You can start now and figure out what your destination is, or what it is that you want your destination to be. And the only way to find out if you're on the right track is to know if your actions, choices, decisions right now, next week, next month, if they're in alignment with your destination. If they are not, then it means you've gone off track. Okay, and here's the thing, I know life is full of so many ups and downs. We get so swamped with working so hard or trying to find success, and sometimes the success feels so empty, or it comes at a cost of what really matters to us. So what is true success to you? Like I said, to find out what really matters to you, or what true success is to you, is to visualize what it is you'd want people to talk about you at your funeral. I know this is not a funny, visualization exercise, and I cringe whenever I have to do that exercise, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a fact, it's a reality, and it works. Once you know what it is that you'd like your parents, your children, your spouse to talk about you, your friends, your colleagues at work talk about you, then you will know how you want your life to be. And the beauty with beginning with an end in mind is that it helps you to know where you are right now, where you're headed, and the gap in between, what you need to do to reach there, and what you also need to avoid in order to reach there. Because you might actually know what you need to do to reach there, but if you also don't know what you need not to do to reach there, then you may encounter some obstacles on the way. So Stephen went on to say that beginning with an end in mind is based on the principle that everything is created twice. Okay, the first creation is through your mental or your mind. Okay, and the second creation is through the physical. Okay, so take an example. When you're going to construct a building, whether it's an apartment, whether it's a house, whether it's whatever building it is, what do you do first? You get a plan, okay, a detailed plan. You will know how many rooms you want that house to have. You will know how big the rooms are going to be. You will know what, functionality that the rooms will have. You will know the parking. You will know where the building is going to face. You will know everything in detail before you actually manifest it into the physical. After the detailed plan, what do? Then you manifest it into the physical. You begin to build, construct according to plan. And here is the thing: once you have the first creation wrong, once you have the first creation, which is the first creation, whether through your thoughts or the plan, because your plans are what? They are your thoughts, right? Once you have that first creation wrong, trust me, even the physical, which is the second creation, will be wrong. So it is very important for you to take care of your first creation. Okay? Don't just do things anyhow without thinking through them, because that means you are rushing to your second creation, which is the physical, before you think through it. And if you don't have, the first creation right, then your second creation, which is the physical, will be messed up. Okay, because here is the thing: how many of you have seen buildings come down or collapse, or some authority take them down just because they were not built according to plan? And here is the thing: if you don't take charge of your first creation, your thoughts, then someone else will take charge of it. And it is very sad. It is very sad for you to find yourself living life based off of someone else's, thoughts or say in your life. Okay, and taking charge of your first creation begins with you being aware of yourself, self-awareness. Okay, knowing your true identity, knowing what matters to you, knowing what success is to you. Now, take an example. If you've ever done something that you did just to please your friends, to please your spouse, to please your family, to please your children, without taking into consideration what matters to you first, then you let someone else take charge of your first creation. It is simple as that. It is as simple as that. It is very important to take charge of your first creation. And your first creation, like I said, is your mental. It is your mind. It is your thoughts. So how are your thoughts? How are you thinking about yourself? Before you even go to, thinking about people around you, or, how are you thinking about yourself? Are you having positive thoughts, or are you always turning and putting yourself down? Thinking you can't do that, you're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough, you're not big enough, you're not tall enough, you're not all these things enough. Okay? So, guess what? If that is what you're telling yourself, then that is what you're even going to see in the physical. The energy you have inside of you is the energy you will be attracting back in the physical world. So, and I have done a video about managing your thoughts. Please go check it out. Okay, how to manage your thoughts, why it's important to even manage your thoughts. So, kindly, as a takeaway from this video, should you forget anything, is that take charge of your first creation. Take charge of your first creation, which is your thoughts, which is your mind. Okay, and always have a plan. If you sit and know what you want your finances to be 5 years down the road, then you will know what you need to do now in order to reach your 5-year goal. If you don't know what your 5-year goal is, financially or even health-wise, guess what? You'll be just doing anything and everything, and you will be so lost. So, take charge of your first creation. Begin with an end in mind, and then work backwards. Say, I want to be financially independent in 5 years. Then work backwards. So, if I want to be financially independent in 5 years, what is it that I need to do now in order to be financially independent in 5 years? That is what beginning with an end in mind means, in short. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, share, like,